welcome to Med Madness. Today we're diving into the immune system, focusing on the complement pathways, a key player in our body's defense mechanism. Let's kick things off with a case question. Imagine you are a medical student on rotation and you encounter a patient with recurrent bacterial infections. Laboratory tests reveal that the patient has a deficiency in the C1 inhibitor. Based on this information, which complement pathway is most likely affected in this patient, and what are the potential consequences of this deficiency? Think about it as we unfold the story of complement pathways. The complement system is an essential part of the immune system, composed of a series of small proteins that enhance the ability of antibodies and phagocytic cells to clear microbes and damaged cells from an organism. There are three main pathways through which the complement system can be activated: the classical pathway, the alternative pathway, and the lectin pathway. Classical pathway. It starts with the C1 complex, which binds to antibodies attached to a pathogen. This pathway is triggered by antigen-antibody complexes and involves the cleavage of C4 and C2, forming C3 convertase. Alternative pathway. This can be activated directly on microbial surfaces and doesn't require antibodies. It begins when C3 spontaneously hydrolyzes, with C3b binding directly to pathogen surfaces. This pathway serves as an amplification loop for all pathways. Lectin pathway. It's initiated by mannose binding lectin binding to specific sugars on the surface of microbes. This pathway also leads to the formation of C3 convertase through the cleavage of C4 and C2. Once C3 convertase is formed in any of these pathways, it cleaves C3 into C3a and C3b. C3b then binds further to the convertase to form C5 convertase, which eventually leads to the formation of the membrane attack complex, causing cell lysis. Returning to our case, the patient with C1 inhibitor deficiency is specifically vulnerable due to dysfunction in the classical pathway. The C1 inhibitor normally regulates this pathway by preventing the overactivation of the complement system, which can lead to excessive inflammation and tissue damage. Think you've got a good grasp on the complement system? Here's a challenge for you. If a patient has a deficiency in factor B, which of the complement pathways would be primarily affected, and what would be the implications? Drop your answers in the comments below, and let's discuss in our next episode. Please like, share, subscribe, and visit medmadness.co to buy the full immunology course.